Hello, good evening po sa ating lahat. How are you doing? Today is July 2, no? Sadyang napakabilis po ng time, no, ng panahon. Katatapos lang po ng month ng June at ito na po tayo sa month ng July. In new month and at the same time, ito na po yung umpisa ng second half of the year. Saglit punasan ko lang po. So, ito na po yung umpisa ng second half of the year. So, if meron pa po tayong mga bagay-bagay na hindi pa po natin nagawa doon sa first half of the year, ngayon po natin babanatan ng husto at tatapusin po, no? At ako, I believe na there is ample time pa po, no? Medyo mababa pa po ang oras na meron tayo. Pero, again, di magandang magkumpiyansa, no? Kasi medyo mahaba-haba pa po ang lakbay natin. By the way, if naka-tune in na po kayo ngayon dyan, so pwede nyo pong tawagin yung mga kasamahan po natin para makapag-join po sila ngayon dito tonight sa session natin ito. The last time na napag-usapan po natin ang topic na to, ang resilient leadership, medyo hindi ko po siya natapos. Minabuti ko na po na umpisahan na lang sa dulo para at least magkakaroon po tayo ng magandang perspective, no, sa discussion. Bago ho sa lahat, announcement po para bukas, may may accreditation seminar 9:45 po in the morning, at ang accreditation seminar po natin ay gagawin po natin sa Zoom, and at the same time po magiging live din po siya doon sa Wanted Property Liaison Specialist na FB page. So, either way, pwede silang mag-join doon sa Zoom at saka pwede rin silang mag-join just in case na mahirapan silang pumasok sa Zoom, pwede silang manood po doon sa FB page. Then pagdating ng hapon po ay ito Zoom naman, may online, may training po tayo video training po tayo kay Chinkitan. Ito po yung online negosyante. No? So, sana po ito po ay ma-share na ninyo sa mga kasamahan natin para makapag-join din po sila. By the way, if you are listening right now, start mentioning your friends, your team, na sana po makapag-join po sila dito. Live po tayo sa 3 location. Na live po tayo sa D818 Premier Properties na FB page. Live din po tayo sa D818 Premier Premier Properties Incorporated na FB groups, at live din po tayo sa YouTube channel natin. So tatlong channel po ang live tayo. So walang mintis 'yan. Mahahagilap lahat ng mga audience. So tawagin na po ninyo yung mga katropa po natin for tonight, no? So panawagan doon sa mga partners natin na nasa South area, diyan po sa Talisay, Minglanilla, Naga. Magkakaroon po tayo ng face-to-face na accreditation seminar po. At ito po ay i-held po natin sa Magic Melt Cafe. Ito po ay situated na nasa LA Center, na nasa Tungkil, Minglanilla. Itong LA Center, ito po yung commercial development ng Azila Properties, no? May isang outlet po doon ng Magic Melt. So, dyan po ang magiging venue po ng magiging seminar po natin sa darating po na July 10. Sabado po yan, 2:00 po ng hapon. Sana po umpisahan na ninyong i-review yung mga kakilala ninyo sa South area para i-speed up na po natin yung magiging recruitment natin sa South area, no? Palalakasin po natin yung organization natin, yung grupo natin sa lugar na yan. Okay? So, ilan na ba tayong audience ngayon? Napakaraming audience, 9,000. No, we have 9 audience pa, no, as of the moment. Sana magpaparami po tayo. And nakikita ko naman, marami-rami na rin po kayong na-mention po dyan. So, tingnan natin kung makapag-join ba sila ngayon. And hopefully they can. No? Hopefully they can. So, yun po yun, no? July 10, sa Minglanilla po, sa Magic Melt Cafe. sa LS Center, July 10, 2 p.m. Tuloy pa rin po yung sa Balamban, sa Elron Hotel, sa July 31 naman po yon. So tuloy-tuloy po tayo dyan. So doon sa areang banda doon, continue to expand your reach. At by the way, at since nandito na rin si Jovi Carrasco, nais ko po siyang batiin. Kahapon po, July 1, ay na-promote po siya, na-achieve po niya ang milestone po natin sa kumpanya. Ngayon, si Jovi Carrasco po ay isa na pong sales manager. No? So, congratulations sa iyo, Jovi. Kasabay po niyang na-promote si Kapitan Dante Calzada na currently po on board po ngayon sa barko, no, overseas. So, congratulations po sa inyo. So, yan, magpaparami pa po tayo, no? By the way, doon sa bandang norte, I really wanted to have a face-to-face na accreditation seminar. Kailangan ko po ng tulong ng taga-norte nila ni Manager Jovi na sana po matulungan po ninyo ako para makahanap na po tayo finally ng venue. Kasi yun na lang po talaga ang kulang para sa north area. So para may full circle po tayo every month ba. So tuloy pa rin yung online natin, pero mas maganda pa rin yung meron din po tayong mga offline meetups. Okay? So pakitulong naman, no, kung ikaw ngayon ay nasa north area, I really be needing your help, no. Kakailanganin ko talaga yung tulong mo para ayan makapagsagawa po tayo ng face-to-face na recruitment seminar. So panawagan. We still have around 12 audiences, no? 12 audiences. Okay. Sige ho, hopefully makakasama natin sila, no, tonight. Kasi magandang topic naman to eh. Okay? So, what else? Recruitment bukas, ano pa ba? I think yun lang ang mga specifics, no, for the meantime. So, yun lang po, no. Ayan, nandyan si Miss Jovi, Manager Jovi. Pakitulungan mo naman ako na makahanap tayo ng venue para dyan sa north area na seminar. Medyo matagal-tagal na itong project na to na delayed. So kakailanganin ko talaga ang tulong sa mga north people, no? Mga partners natin na nasa north area. Please, tulungan niyo po ako para magkaroon po tayo. I really wanted to cross also dyan sa Bohol, pero medyo mahigpit pa po ang mga biyahe natin dyan papunta dyan. In fact, minsan nagbibiro na nga sila na mas madali pang pumasok sa langit kaysa pumasok sa Bohol daw So ganun ka-stricto ang province ng Bohol, no? So maingat sila. Maingat talaga sila sa COVID. Okay. So last 2 minutes siguro, then we'll start off with our discussion. We already have currently around 14 audience. If you are tuning in right now, please invite your friends, no? Tingnan natin kung ano ba dito para makapag-invite din tayo. Sige ho, invite tayo ha. Mag-invite. Invite tayo, guys. Yan, sabi ni Lindo Lugin, strict to Jude, sir. Yan, totoo talagang sila, maingat ang Bohol Stricto na stricto talaga. But anyway, okay lang. Yan, sabi ni Lindo Lugin, strict to Jude, sir. Yan. Okay. Hopefully we already have 17 audience right now, no? May 17 audience na po tayo ngayon. Okay. Yan, Nancy is already here also. Huh? Sana ho makadalo rin po kayo, no? Maka-join. CTU Function Hall. Sige, inquire ka, Jovi, no? CTU Function Hall. Kung ano ba yung magiging posibilidad dyan para finally magkakaroon na tayo ng venue for the North na seminar. Lalo na ngayon si Miss Jovi ay manager na po natin. So, kailangan i-arangkada na natin to ng husto. Tulungan mo ako, Jove, ha? Tapos bigyan mo ako ng feedback. Bibigyan mo ako ng feedback. Okay. Ayan. So may mga 20 audience na po tayo at patuloy pa pong dumadami. Okay. So yun lang po, ibalikan ko po yung announcement. Sa July 10, nasa Minglanilla, Cebu po tayo. Nasa LE Center po tayo, yung commercial development ng Azila Properties. May Magic Melt po doon, may Magic Melt Cafe. So dyan po ang magiging venue po ng seminar natin sa darating na July 10. So kung may mga prospect po kayo na nasa South area, Talisay, Mingla or Naga, makita-kita po tayo doon. Sa July 31 naman, doon naman tayo sa Balamban sa Elron Hotel. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin po. All throughout the remaining number of months this year ay ibubuhos natin na palalakasin po natin yung organization natin. Kaya nagre-recruit tayo ng todo-todo para may bit-bit po tayo na baon pagdating po ng 2022. At gano'n naman, no, may ginegotiate na si Jovi Carrasco sa CTO function hall daw at sana makapag-create na po tayo ng schedule right after ng Minglanilla. Nais ko po sana sa Norte ay matuloy na po tayo a week after that. So siguro I think that's July 17, no? If I'm not mistaken, Job, ha? If in case, Job, tuloy tayo sa July 17. Sabado din po yan, no? July 17. So if okay tayo sa CTU Function Hall, so okay, go lang tayo diyan, ha? Para ma-full circle natin. May south tayo, may north, tapos may Toledo, Balamban. Then unti-unti nating babalikan ang north of Cebu, that is in Bugo, at unti-unti rin nating babalikan ang southernmost doon sa Karkar kasi may project na rin doon banda sa Alboal. So para suyod talaga natin ang whole Cebu province. Okay? So tara na, arangkada na po tayo. Ngayon po, siguro ito ay narinig na ninyo pero hindi ko lang po natapos kasi nung time na kinandak ko po ang training na to. Ngayon pag-uusapan lang po natin again, no? About resilient leadership. Now, alam naman po natin na napaka-importante po ang leadership, especially sa negosyo na meron po tayo. The reason is because we are a business na merong organization. We are actually operating on different groups. May mga organization tayo. That's the reason why very important sa atin ang leadership role. Now, however, ang leadership role po ay hindi lang po yan hinahandle ng isa, dalawa o tatlong tao. Hindi lang po yan doon sa may mga posisyon. Kung hindi ang leadership po ay para po sa ating lahat po yan. Bawat isa po sa atin ay called for the leadership. The moment meron ka ng kahit isang downline, ikaw ay actually leader na po dito sa negosyo natin. So, ano ba tong resilient leadership, no, na pag-uusapan natin tonight? Now, ang resilient leadership, okay? Yan. Pag-usapan muna natin, ang resilient kasi ito yung paano ka magba-bounce back, no? Paano ka makapag-recover? Yun po yung resilient. Na ngayon, tingnan natin yung objective. Ano ba yung objective natin na gusto nating ma-accomplish sa training na to? Okay. Number 1, ang gusto po nating ma-accomplish ay to instill in each of the members and business partners yung importansya po ng role ng leadership, especially po sa time po ng crisis. Now, yes, importante ang leadership in ordinary days, pero sadyang mas importante po to sa panahon po na meron pong krisis. Number 2 na objective is to learn that leadership can be developed. No? Dapat maintindihan natin na itong leadership na pinag-usapan natin, ito po ay pwede tayong ma-develop bawat isa sa atin. Wala pong pinanganak na automatic leader agad. No? Lahat, bawat isa sa atin, basta go through the process ka lang, one day, magiging leader ka talaga. So, ito po yun, no? To learn that leadership can be developed by all individuals and that it is the responsibility to develop both sa sarili nila at pati na rin po doon sa mga business partners nila. So in short, yung gagawin natin na leadership journey ay hindi lang po para sa iyo, kung hindi para na rin po sa mga downlines din po natin. Okay? Number 3, to internalize the qualities of being always resilient. Okay? As a leader and recover from difficulties in times of difficult situation. Kasi importante na marunong tayo mag-adjust, especially na doon sa mga panahon na medyo kagipitan talaga, no? Difficult situation and develop greater self-confidence. Sa negosyo po, hindi po pwedeng smooth journey lang. May mga crisis talaga na ikaw at ako ay dadaanan. So dapat ready din po tayo doon. Okay. Now, bakit ba kailangan natin pag-usapan itong resilient leadership? Alalahanin natin, last 2020 ay nanggaling po tayo sa isang pandemya na wherein lahat po ng negosyo ay actually na-challenge. In fact, mga businesses ay nagsira, ang dami pong na-layoff, at in fact, ikaw at ako ay medyo hindi rin tayo gaano makakagalaw. Yes, ngayon medyo maluwag ng konti, nakakagalaw, may vaccines na available, may nakapag first dose na, may mga nag-second dose na. But yet, again, importante pa rin nating maintindihan na ang threat po ng COVID ay hindi pa po zero. Ibig sabihin, nandyan pa rin, hindi pa po siya nawawala. So, it is important na tayo bilang leader ng organization natin ay marunong tayong mag-respond, no? Sa mga critical situation para ma-sustain, take note of the word, para ma-sustain po natin ang mga businesses po natin. Ano ba yung sustain? No? Ang sustain, ito po yung abilidad para mag-hold on at para ma-maintain natin ang mga members natin, mga business partners, na in spite na medyo napapagod, natatakot, at medyo stress na rin, ay ma-maintain pa rin natin ang kanilang tinatawag natin na excitement dito sa negosyo at magiging forward-looking pa rin. No? So, being resilient is actually part of the agenda is to help sustain the business. Okay? Now, ano bang ibig sabihin ng resilience? Ito po yung definition. It is the ability to bounce back. Oh, yan. Yung word na yan, importante yan, bounce back. No? Parang bola ba? Bounce back. Para makabalik. During or after a crisis and adversities. Alam mo, ang situation kasi na dinaanan natin nung nagka-COVID tayo, yes, at the onset po, medyo na-shock tayo kasi hindi naman natin naranasan talaga na ma-lockdown. Pero hiningi po ng pagkakataon Hiningi po ng pagkakataon at yun, nangyari. But nevertheless, dito po sa DPPI ay gumawa po tayo ng mga hakbang para po tayo ay makapag-adjust. Gumawa po tayo ng mga hakbang para po tayo ay makapag-cope up sa mga changes. So, ang makapag-cope up natin ay number 1, yung innovation, yung strengthening ng bawat isa sa organization, no? You know what? Itong resilience is actually an emotional muscle na kailangan natin i-strengthen sa bawat isa sa atin para ma-overcome po natin ang mga short-term struggles, para ma-maintain natin ang direction ba, ang course ng mga gagawin natin. Alam mo, nung dumating ang COVID, ay sadya talagang na-challenge ang kakayahan natin, especially sa real estate, to be honest. Ako mismo, kinabahan ako nung time na nag-announce na mag-lockdown. But dalawa lang kasi ang pwede kong magiging response matakot at walang gagawin. Ang isa ay harapin ang situation at maghanap ng alternative kung ano po yung pwede nating gawin. At praise the Lord, handa tayo na pumasok sa online bago pa lahat ay nasa online. Ako, by all means, no, I always say this, that kasi yung Zoom na ginagamit natin, akalain mo, 2019, may Zoom na pala ako. Hindi ko lang masyadong pinansin kasi hindi ko na-feel ang need Pero naka-subscribe na po ako kasi plano ko na kasi during that time na bibit-bitin ang organization sa online. Pero wala lang push kasi ayun, pwede naman mag face to face. Pero dumating bigla, no? Dumating bigla ang pandemic. Wala. Kailangan mong mag-isip ng paraan. At yun, medyo nahihirapan at first So, nagpaturo ako sa anak ko kasi sila yung medyo techie eh. Again, for the purpose na para makapag-bounce back po tayo. And praise the Lord, we were able to survive 2020, and in fact, we ended the year with flying colors, no? So, in the ongoing pandemic crisis na meron po tayo ngayon, it is important to keep our team's mental health in focus at all time. Now, bakit importante po ang mental health, no? Because nandito kasi ang mga problema na darating, no? Pag hindi po mentally fit ang mga mind natin. Na number one, stressful na po ang situation. Okay? I want you to understand na stressful na po ang situation na nag-lockdown. Pangalawang stress po ay yung potential na mawalan po tayo ng income. Stress po yun. Pangatlo, yung threat sa negosyo kung paano gawin kasi wala, hindi pwedeng mag face to face. So hindi mo mawala yan bawat isa sa atin na mag-isip ka talaga at mamumblema ka. So that's a mental health problem. So kailangan pong i-address po yan. That's the reason why kung na-observe nyo po dito po sa DPPI in the middle of pandemic, ang dami po nating mga online training na mga ginawa. Bakit? Kasi it's kailangan. Kailangan na ang mind po natin ay parati pong nakatune in kasi ang dami na pong mga pagsubok ang dami na pong frustration na meron. Na kung hindi po natin ito i-bombard ng mga information ang utak natin, kaibigan, bibitiw ka talaga. And that's exactly the reason why I always encourage you na to let your downline attend in our trainings and seminars. Because etong objective kasi natin sa training and seminars natin ay dalawa lang. To strengthen your heart and to sharpen your mind. And we always look into that. It's because that is the key ingredient para i-sustain mo ang negosyo na to. Without it, mawawala po sa sirkulasyon ang mga tao natin. Okay? Let's say for example, sa gabi na to, now there are only 30 audience we have right now. But we have over 9,000 members across. No? Diyan sa FB group natin ngayon na kung saan tayo naka-live, there are actually around 9,000 members in there. Pero iilan lang po ang nag-a-attend. That's exactly what I'm saying. That you as a leader, you as the uplines, dapat ma-develop po ninyo ang habit na ang mga downlines ninyo ay ipa-attend po ninyo ng mga trainings at mga seminars natin. For what reason? Because of mental health. No, because of mental health. Kailangan talaga, guys. Kailangan talaga that they will be exposed at all times. Okay? Now, how are we going to approach that? Now, I summarize it in the word rich. Okay? Ito po yun, no? In these trying times, we have to be rich in some core values. So ito po yung pag-uusapan natin. Rich. R as for resilient, I for integrity, C for commitment, and H for humility. Now, let's go. Resilience. Resilience, ang meaning po nito is keeping control of the crisis situation. Again, take note of the word. Keeping control of the crisis situation. You handle the problems and understand that life is full of challenges with the ability to handle all of this. Now, kaibigan, nagkataon lang siguro na pandemic, kaya po ang nagiging rason natin sa mga challenges natin is because of the pandemic. But actually, with or without pandemic, sa negosyo naman ay patuloy naman talaga tayong may ma-meet na mga challenges. Papayag ka man o sa hindi, there will always be challenges na ma-encounter mo sa negosyo natin. Kliyente, minsan, Indianin ka. Minsan, may mag-i-inquire sa'yo, kapwa-ahente din. Minsan, masulot yung kliyente mo. Ang daming problema ang ma-encounter natin with or without pandemic. It doesn't change the fact na we will always and we still have problems. But what will change ba na nasa gitna tayo ng pandemic? Actually, nothing. It's just that yung mobility natin ay limitado lang. Pero yung problem natin sa industry na meron tayo, actually, it still remains the same. Pareho pa rin po yung problema natin sa industry. Kliyente masusulot, kliyente iinjanin ka, mag-i-inquire sa'yo, kapwa-ahente din. So, The same old problem actually. It's just the same old problem. However, nagkataon lang na mas iba ang pag-handle natin kasi nasa pandemic tayo. I is for integrity. You know what? Honesty and moral uprightness demonstrated at work in relationship with team members and clients in the business. Now, this is very important. Now, here in DPPI, we're very much particular about integrity because one single move na magkakamali po tayo dito sa integrity, lahat ng mga pinaghirapan natin sa negosyo na to, mawawala. Yung pangalan na inaalagaan natin, pag isang beses ka lang nagloko sa kliyente mo, lahat ng kinakayod natin ay mawawala po. Kaya ito lang po yung gusto kong ipaabot sa atin lahat. Please, 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 let's take care of our name. Let's tell the world, let's tell the people that iba si DPPI. Na pag DPPI agent ka, iba ang kalibre, iba ang kalidad. Let's show it to them that we are a man and woman of integrity, that we can be trusted, that we are true to our words, and we will deliver what we have said. We have to live to that standards na sinet po natin. Okay? That's I, no? C for commitment, no? Commitment is a quality that demonstrate dedication, no? At alam mo, itong dedication kasi, pag nakikita po to ng mga downlines ninyo, pag sila mismo nakita nila sa iyo na ikaw ay dedicated, sila mismo mai-inspire yan sila. And if they are inspired, believe me, they will also be attracted to you. Makikita mo, ang tao na very, very committed to the things na ginagawa niya, hindi mo ba namalayan, there has a tendency na mag-a-attract pa po siya ng mas marami pa pong mga recruits. Kaya, if you wanted to really build your group, it starts with you. Show your commitment to your downlines. Now, the problem here is actually lies in each and every one of us. Show your commitment to your downline. Let them feel that you are there. Let them see you on the field, on the ground. Let them see you doing the posting. Let them see you doing everything. Let them see you nag-attend ka ng training. Let them see you nag-attend ka ng seminar. Let them see you na nag-attend ka ng mga PKS. And believe me, if they see you, they will follow you. That's commitment. It will inspire more people to do what you are doing. So kung magtatanong ka sa akin kung bakit ang dami mong mga downlines na hindi rin active, isa lang po ang isa. Sagot ko, ikaw ba active ka? Kasi kung hindi ka active, then definitely yung mga downlines ay hindi rin po yan active. Gaya-gaya lang po yan, guys, no? Gaya-gaya lang po yan. It will always begins with us. Kaya nga ito kung ako ang pagpapiliin nyo, how I wish na hindi na po ako magpakapagod na gagawa ng mga trainings na ganito. Pero hindi pwede. Kung hindi mararamdaman ng tao ang presensya ng bawat isa sa atin, unti-unti rin po yung mawawala. So, in order to keep your group intact, your group ay dapat ma-feel nila yung presence mo. Dedication to the work. No? Dedication to the work. Importante po yun, no? Because when people see your commitment, your dedication, parang magnet po yan. No? Parang magnet yan. Okay? H is for humility. This is humbleness in the midst of achieving success. No? Now, we don't brag every achievement of our people. When we post it, when we ask people to congratulate for it, we're not bragging about it. But we're telling people that you can be like them. That wherever you are right now, even if you are a property liaison specialist right now, one day, magiging supervisor ka rin. One day, magiging manager ka rin. One day, you get promoted and be the leader in your organization. It's an encouragement. It's an inspiration na binibigay natin sa kanila. Na makita ng mga tao where you are when you started and where you are right now at the pedestal na nag-succeed ka na. Ito lang po yung gusto kong makita nyo. Yung pride po, may kaibahan po yun sa arrogance. No? Halos pare-pareho lang po yun. Pero ang kabaliktaran po nun ay humility. We can achieve the success we want, but we shall still have to remain our feet right on the ground. No? So, that's a characteristic na dapat makita po ng isang DPPI member. We don't brag that we're growing, but we can feel that we are growing. That's the reason why we keep doing what we're doing. We're strengthening what we are doing. No? The point of the matter is this. No? Our humility will exalt us eventually. No? Okay? So, now, in order to be resilient in our directions for our team, one of the most important tasks is to sustain our team members who are experiencing fatigue and stresses during this pandemic crisis. Sustain our teams in continuing to create value to our clients in the midst of this threat called COVID-19. Now, in-underline ko po dyan yung fatigue and stresses. Okay. Now, hindi po maiwasan yan na ikaw at ako will feel tired. Of course, we're not robots. We're not machine. We are humans. Yes, we do get tired. That's fatigue. Now, on the stress part, we can be stressed physically, but more of the stress actually is on the mental side. A lot of things na iniisip natin, problem, probably, or whatever. But ito lang po yung gusto kong ma-picture mo. Being isang resilient leader, ang goal mo ay para matulungan ang mga downlines na meron tayo para to help them sustain sa gitna po ng fatigue at saka ng mga stresses na ma-encounter nila. It's not a question kung meron bang fatigue or stress. Meron talaga. We have to accept the fact that that is a given. No, given po yan. No, given po yan. But ito lang po yung gusto kong ma-picture out natin. No? When the organization or the group is cohesively attached to each other. Pag sinabi natin cohesive, ibig sabihin yan, strongly bonded. Mas strong yung bonding ba ng grupo. Pag strong kasi ang bonding ng grupo, kahit minsan napapagod ka or minsan nasistress ka, dahil nandyan ang grupo, ang mangyayari po ay mai-inspire ka. Kahit napapagod ka, pag nandyan ang grupo, kahit papano, magiging active ka. So, very important ang group. So, ito lang po yun, no? Panawagan ko sa mga meron na pong mga grupo. It doesn't matter kung 1 or 2 or 3 people. Ang suggestion ko, start meeting. Start a small weekly meeting. Mag-usap kayo. Share information. Share ideas. Share experiences. Itong mga small group na mga sharing, ito po yung makapagpapatanggal ng mga fatigue natin at saka mga stresses. No? Naalala ko last week po, nasa Toledo City ako. After ng seminar namin, nagpa-unwind kami, punta kami doon sa malapit sa dagat, mag-barbecue. Tapos pagka the following day, nag-chill kami doon sa Camp 7. Yes, I was relieved of some few stresses, no? Kasama ko doon si Mary Berdad at saka si Jovi Hatiko, nandun din si Mel. So, it was relaxing, no? May video kay at nakita ko rin sina Miss Novelin, no? At saka si Rachel, nagbar yung dalawa. Nag-sunmig lighting dalawa din, no? So, syempre di rin ako magpapatalo doon. No? Hindi, talaga it's nice to chill sometimes, no? It's nice to chill sometimes. So, yung mga grupo-grupo natin, yung mga groups natin, meet with them. You meet with them, mingle with them, talk to them, keep the bonding strong. Keep the bonding strong. Because yung mga challenges na meron tayo, pag marami tayong kasama, no? Pag 1 or 2 people ay nandyan, kaya nating ipaglaban yung mga struggles na yan. Pag ikaw lang mag-isa, ay, believe me, mas stress ka talaga, mapapatig ka talaga. So, groups is very important. Okay? Now, We should be able to guide our team in the process of identifying and changing the way the situation and experiences in the ongoing crisis are viewed and have reinterpret events from the standpoint of fear to one of the opportunity, learning, and forward thinking. It is a process of how we guide them to challenge the situation or thoughts or even work for a change. Guys, medyo mababa-haba yung statement ko dyan, but gusto kong tutukan nyo po yung naka-highlight na pula, reinterpret events and work for a change. Now, pag-usapan po natin yan. Now, in every challenging times, gaya ng COVID, challenging times ang COVID no? Wala na po tayong magawa po diyan. Ang COVID is a challenging time na talaga. No? Given po 'yan. Now, you've got to reinterpret the events. Kung ano ba ang meron dito sa mga crisis na to? Ano bang hindi na natin pwedeng gawin? Ano ba ang mga limitations? Ano ba ang mga restrictions? On the other hand, whatever things na ma-identify mo currently sa situation na meron ka, you should be able to walk yourself through for things na mga dapat pong i-change. Work for certain changes. No? Like for example, na-identify natin last year na hindi po pwedeng mag face-to-face po tayo. Mga klase nga, hindi pa rin nakabalik sa face-to-face. So, ibig sabihin, malabo pa po. Within the next 1 year, malabo pa po na tuloy-tuloy po yan. So, ibig sabihin, there is a clear situation. So, you've got to reinterpret these events para you will be able to come up with things na mga changes sa mga approaches mo. So, ngayon, pwede ka nang gumawa ng mga adjustments. Mag-aral ka sa online. Kung hindi ka sanay sa Facebook, magsanay ka. Kung wala ka pa sa Zoom, mag-Zoom ka. You make all the needed changes na kailangan. No? Kasi, you've got to sustain everything. No? Okay. So, ways in which leaders build resiliency. Okay. Ito pag-usapan natin ang mga paraan in which ang leader built resiliency. Now, ano nga yung ibig sabihin ng resilient? Ang ibig sabihin ng resilient ay yung pag-bounce back po natin. How we can bounce back. And most importantly, when we talk about bouncing back, ang pinaka-key person po dyan is actually ang leaders. Yan po yung pinaka-key person. Pag pinag-usapan po natin ang bouncing back. Okay. Now, ano ba yung number 1 criteria para makapag-bounce back ka agad? Number 1. Napag-usapan na po natin ito sa mga mastermind class natin. But again, itetouch ko po ulit. One has to have a stronger mission. Yung sense of purpose ba? Kasi kung weak po yan, kung hindi po clear ang definition na gusto mong ma-achieve at ma-attain sa negosyo mo, well, the most reasonable option na mapupuntahan mo ay magbitiw ka sa negosyo na yan. Mag-give up, kumbaga. So, kailangan ma-identify mo yung sense of purpose. Nilagay ko po dyan yung intensity, stronger mission. Kaya nga, most of the time, we always ask, ano ba yung deepest why mo? Ano ba yung rason, yung pinaka-rason talaga kung bakit mo ginagawa ang negosyo na to? There has to be a strong reason. When the mission is so clear, no? Ito when the mission is so clear, as in crystal clear, no matter how difficult it may be, one will keep on pursuing things in spite of the difficulty na meron siya. Kasi maliwanag yung objective na gusto niyang ma-achieve. Maliwanag ang objective na gusto niyang ma-attain. Ang mission po will be your fuel, no? Ito po yung magiging driving force niyo po. So ngayon pa lang, you ask yourself, why am I doing this business nga ba? For what? Para lang ba makumita ng pera lang? Yan lang ba ang pinaka-objective ko? Or I still have a lot of reasons kung bakit ko gagawin to. Find much deeper reason kung bakit. Kasi kung pera po guys, yes, I'm not discounting fact that money is important, but kung pera kasi ang pagbabasihan, well, there are other opportunities that are easy to earn money. Ang tendency, BBT1 mo to kasi may merong mas madali eh. So there has to be reasons far beyond money. Okay? Next, number 2, which is in line with the mission, sense of purpose within your organization. Dapat po ma-define nyo po kung bakit ka ba nagbuo ng isang organization. In the first place, what is your intention in inviting these people in your organization? Ang intention mo ba kung bakit mo sila na-recruit ay para ikaw ay balang araw ay magkaroon ka ng income mula sa mga downline mo? Na kung tawagin mo, ito po yung mga override commissions mo? So, kung yun lang ang basihan, well, talo ka dyan. Di ba sinabi natin sa mga previous natin na mga mastermind class that you need to help enough other people get what they want for you to get what you want. In short, tama yung sinabi ni Sir Robert, a leader's success can be defined as the maximum utilization of the abilities, no, those under him. Ay, papakita ko yan yung sinabi ni Sir Robert. A leader's success, no, can be defined as maximum utilization of the abilities of those under him. Well, very well said, Sir Robert. Thank you, Sir Robert. Exactly. Because who they become in the process is actually the barometer in which the leader is gauged also in his success or measured in his success. Kumbaga, when you want to define the sense of purpose, it's not about you. It's about them. Okay, ha? When you define the purpose, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about the people we have invited. It's about your team. It's about your group. How are they doing? Where are they right now? Are they improving? Are they learning? Are they growing? Are they progressing? Those are the things that you really have to take a look into. Now, I believe that ang learning curve po ng bawat isa sa atin ay hindi po pareho. And that's the reason why we just have to keep on doing what we're doing. We just keep on founding on trainings until eventually they get to learn what they need to learn. But I believe the greatest factor there is actually the immediate person na nag-invite ng tao na yan. Because the person, yung direct upline po, yun po yung person na nasa posisyon na i-influence at turuan ang pinaka-downline talaga niya, yung direct downline niya. Yes, meron tayong mga upline sa taas. But the most influential person mo is actually the person na direkta na nag-recruit sa'yo. Yun po yun, actually. Number 3, bonding more closely with colleagues. Now, pinag-usapan po natin paano mag-survive in period of economic or pandemics. So, this is where our leadership is called for, to be resilient. Bonding with the colleagues helps a lot. Now, remember, the experiences we have sa pandemic, ang pinaka-matindi na challenge talaga ng tao is actually on mental health. Nasa mental health po. Kasi yung mga physical stresses, madali pong i-alleviate po yan eh. Tulog lang ang katapat dyan. Based sa survey sa 2020, ang should I say, pinaka-dreadful na situation is yung mental health. Stress brought about by mental fatigue, stress brought about by nervousness, kasi nag-iisip na baka mahawa ng COVID, stress sa kaiisip kung meron pa ba trabaho, stress sa kaiisip kung masustain pa ba ang negosyo, And those are the things actually that keeps haunting the person day in, day out. Kahit matutulog sila, papasok yan sa mga isipan nila. So dito po papasok ang tinatawag natin na support group. Bawat isa sa mga downline na meron ka actually needs each and every one of us. So encouragement ko sa mga teams, no? Ito po yung encouragement ko sa mga teams. Please continue to bond together. It doesn't have to be expensive. Bonding doesn't have to be expensive. Ang importante kasi sa bonding is magkakaroon po kayo ng outlets. Something na hindi mo maipalabas, na hindi mo ma-share, na ngayon ay pwede mo nang ma-share. Kung may mga kabigatan ka sa kalooban mo dyan, ngayon may pagsasabihan ka. May outlet. So start having some small groups activities. Very important po yan. Bonding with the colleagues. Okay? Because we need each other's strength actually. No? We will be needing each other's strength. Okay, number 4. Of course, no, observe safety and healthy protocols. That's still gonna be part of our way of life. Now, would having the second dose na bakuna would totally eliminate COVID? I don't think so. Would having the another strain would give us more threats? Maybe. Everything here at this time, everything is uncertain. Now, regardless na kung ikaw ay nabakunahan na, either first dose or second dose, regardless kung wala pa tayong bagong strain or meron, it is still very important to observe safety and healthy protocols. No? Wear your mask regularly. I don't know with the face shield kasi may move na ngayon sa Congress to na hindi na daw mag face shield kasi they found it out na wala rin naman pong gamit. Pero again, whatever is mandated by the government, just follow it, no? And of course, maintain clean, no? Washing of hands, regular taking of bath. In fact, it is advisable kung mula po kayo sa labas, pag uwi nyo sa bahay, it is still advisable na dumiretso kayo sa banyo at mag-wash up. No? Still advisable po yan. No? Kasi you'll never really know what are the germs that you are carrying outside. No? So, bago ka makipag-alubilo sa pamilya, pagdating mo sa bahay, my suggestion is still go directly to the bathroom and do a little washing. No? Maligo. No? Maligo. Para safe, kumbaga. Ayan, sabi ni Mel sabi ni Nobilin, ligo 2 times a day. Sabi ni Mel, exercise always. O yun. So exercise, then ligo 2 times a day. Pag-alis at pag-uwi. Importante po yun. Importante po yun. And by the way, take kayo ng supplements. Importante yun. Importante yun. No? Ako, I'm not advertising. I'm not advertising, but ako, I am taking my supplements. I'll show you my supplement. No, here's my supplement. Ayan. Ito yung supplement ko. Saan ba ito? Ito. Ayan, oh. Ito yung supplement ko. I'm taking this one. Ito effective sa akin. You just find yours. No? Just find yours. So, take supplements. Yes, maingat ka, pero iba pa rin yung binuboost mo yung immune system mo. No? Iba pa rin yun. If we really wanted to bounce back, no, kung ito talagang intention natin na mag-bounce back talaga tayo, you just have to keep yourself healthy as well. Okay? Next. The resilient attitude must be strengthened. Okay? Kasi, hindi kasi po pwede na ang leader lang na merong mindset nito. Dapat lahat tayo meron. In order to overcome itong mga temporary struggles na meron po tayo. Ito po ay mga setbacks kasi, itong mga struggles na meron tayo. These are just temporary setback. But kung ikaw at ako, lahat tayo sa organization ay nasa mindset na resilient dapat, ibig sabihin, ang approach natin sa mga situation will always be proactive. Hindi po tayo reactive kung hindi po proactive. Ano po bang ibig sabihin ng proactive? Ibig sabihin, we will always be in the finding solution part. Kumbaga, yes, na-identify mo, may problema dyan, may mga challenges dyan, kasi nasa proactive way ka, ang gagawin mo, you are in there to find for a solution. Yun po yun eh. You are there in order to find for a solution. It's always about solution. No, it's always about solution. Now, dapat ang mindset, hindi lang po yung leader na merong resilient mindset, kung hindi po lahat ng mga tao sa organization ay dapat resilient ang mindset. Dapat, lahat po. So what will happen kung lahat? O ibig sabihin, everybody is moving forward. Everybody is finding solutions. Everybody is not reactive but rather proactive. Yun po yung pinaka-agenda natin. So dapat sa small group organization ninyo, strengthen the resilient attitude. Bounce back. Dapat ang pag-iisip natin, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back. Because as long as the threat of COVID is still there will always be some challenges that you and I is going to face. Meron talaga yan. Hindi mo maalis yan. No, hindi mo maalis yan. But don't worry. We have survived the year 2020. I believe we can still survive 2021 and moving onwards. Okay? This correlation between individual stress and performance is noticeable or notable, and ang compounding effect nito, no, of this when a crisis impacts the whole team have the potential to disrupt business operation and expansion. Thus, there's a need for resilience. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga notable na mga challenges na makikita mo in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of crisis, lahat po yan has the potential na mag-disrupt sa operation ng negosyo. So hindi ka na makakagalaw. So hindi ka na makakakilos. So wala ka nang magawa. Instead na mag-expand ka ng negosyo, hindi na. Napapako ka na dyan. Now if you remember it, last year, 2020, when the government announces na magkakaroon ng lockdown, March 17 ata yun if I'm not mistaken. 2 or 3 days prior to that day na mag-umpisa siya, I was already planning. May existing plan ako way back 2019. But unfortunately, things have changed nung pumasok ang pandemic. So, dalawa lang po ang posible kong magiging response. To just simply do nothing and wait after 2 weeks and let's see what will be the outcome of the lockdown. Or, I have to find something today before papasok sa lockdown so that in the middle of the lockdown, I can still manage to activate the organization. So, ayun, nag-isip ako, tiningnan ko kung ano yung meron tayo, what are the things that we have na pwede nating gamitin. Hanggang nakita ko po yun sa subscription ko, yung Zoom. Uy, may Zoom subscription pala ako, nasa email. So binalikan ko, October pa pala to. October 2019, may Zoom subscription ako. Pero ang problema, paano ba to gagamitin? Di ko alam. Paano gamitin? So nagtanong ako ng anak ko, paano ba to? Ganyan. May kakilala ako, gumagamit, no? Isang pastor. So tinawagan ko si Pastor JP. Nagtanong ako, paano mo ba ginagawa yan, pastor? Oh, yan, ito, ganyan, tinuruan ako. Nagpaturo ako. On the first day ng lockdown, grabe, busy tayo. Nasa Zoom. Ang iba nahihirapan paano makapasok sa Zoom kasi hindi pa sanay eh. So nag-i-instruct naman tayo, mag-download ka, ito yung application, ito yung meeting ID, ito yung password, and we're slowly educating them. Until unti-unting natuto paano pumasok sa Zoom, ayan. Na ngayon, Ang problema kung ano yung pag-uusapan natin, yes, nasa Zoom na, ano yung pag-uusapan. So, ayun, wala magawa eh. So, yun, recruitment muna. Naghahanap ako ng mga developer kung meron pa bang pwedeng mag-PKS. Pero wala akong mahanap kasi wala pong nakakakilala kay Zoom. But the reason why I'm sharing that is because there was problem. There was a situation. And there was a threat that there will be a possibility na yung negosyo natin ma-disrupt. Now, I can be reactive or I can be proactive. But I choose to be proactive para makahanap po tayo ng solusyon dito sa problema na haharapin natin. Yung 2 weeks nagiging 1 month, yung 1 month nagiging month after month. And lo and behold, somewhere mga May or June, may mga developers nang natututo paano mag-Zoom. So things become so vibrant already. So nag-iba na po ang takbo. That's the reason why we always encourage each and everyone na in the team, everybody has to be resilient ang mind. Dapat ang mindset ay dapat if in case merong mga crisis or mga changes na darating, dapat ready. Okay? The development of resilience is often not only a critical component of responding to or planning for disaster and related crisis situation. It is also typically an important part of a team's overall member well-being strategy. So dapat pala ang pagiging resilient ay hindi lang po sa mga panahon na may merong crisis or mga critical situation. Dapat, it is part of the overall well-being. Ibig sabihin, part na po ng kultura natin dito sa DPPI na dapat we will always move strategically in facing sa mga critical situations or whatever crisis na meron yan. Di ba? So team leaders have much to offer their members when it comes to managing stress and building resilience. So balik tayo sa team leaders. Balik tayo ni upline. Ikaw ang magpi-play ng key role sa organization mo. Ikaw. Okay? Remember that. The moment meron kang downline, 1, 2, 3, ikaw ay tinatawag na ngayon na isang team leader. Team leader na ang tawag mo, hindi ka lang team member, team leader ka na. Kahit 1 or 2 downline na meron ka, team leader na po ang tawag mo. Okay. So ngayon, dahil ikaw ang team leader, well, much is expected from you. Di ba? Dahil ikaw ang team leader, well, definitely, much is expected from you. But it doesn't also necessarily mean that the burden in overcoming situation solely lies in you. But practically, it has to be shared by everybody on the organization. Okay? It has to be shared by everybody in the organization. Okay? As leaders, we need to empathize with and acknowledge the myriad challenges our member partners are currently coping. May mga challenges yan. Many of which have no end in sight. To address that, ayan, para magiging sustainable, naka-highlight po dyan. Teams must become more cross-functional. While ideas, experiences, resources, and expertise shared in ways that enable business partners and teams to take more informed, holistic actions. In short, when we say cross-functional, isa lang po ang message dyan. Sharing. Learning from one another. That's cross-functional. In the corporate world, it is commonly called as cross-training. Learning from one department to the next, that's cross-training. But in our case, since we are in a people business, that is cross-functional. Okay? There are skills na magaling ang isang tao. merong skill na magaling ang isa. Why not synergize? I learn from you and you learn from me. My skill could be learned by you and your skill could be learned by me. Then eventually, we will become more and more productive doing it both. Di ba? So we've got to develop a culture dito po sa organization. We have to develop a culture that people will be sharing their strengths and capacities. Sorry. Okay. Now talking about sustainability. Okay. Motivating team members towards sustainability in our business, we need to continue doing the following. Okay. Ito yan, very important to. In order ma-sustain mo ang organization mo sa panahon ng mga crisis, number one, para ma-maintain ang motivation ng mga members, number one, basic work trainings and product knowledge is important. Ulitin ko ha, basic work trainings and product knowledge is important. Now, dito po sa organization natin, napakarami po nating mga trainings. From Monday all the way to Saturday, we have trainings. By the way, bukas, we have a video training, Online Negosyante by Mr. Chinkitan. Now, why is it important? Now, remember, you need to keep cultivating the mind. If there's one thing that is very much important na i-protect natin in the middle of the mental health problem that we are facing during the pandemic, is the mind. The more you feed this mind with all the trainings and seminars na kakailanganin niya, the more etong mind na to will help combat mental depressions. Okay? The reason why there's a lot of people being depressed because there's nothing that they are thinking of except their problem. Wala. Walang ibang iniisip ang utak nila maliban doon sa problema lang. So that's exactly the reason why ang nangyayari, nagme-mental breakdown, nervous breakdown. So we have available, so ako, panawagan lang po at humihingi po ako sa inyo ng suporta. Please bring your downlines kung meron po tayong mga schedule na mga trainings. Yes, alam ko po, hindi natin sila mapipilit. Yes, alam ko po na may mga sarili po silang mga desisyon kung mag-join man or hindi. But it pays a big difference kung sila po ay i-invite po natin pag meron pong mga seminars na available. Invite natin sila. There's nothing wrong if we invite them. But there's a lot of things na ma-miss natin pag hindi po natin sila subukan na i-invite. Invite lang po natin sila. I-text natin sila, i-chat natin sila, i-mention natin sila. Bakit? Kasi gusto natin na ma-feel nila na we want them to learn. Kung wala pong magre-remind, kung wala pong magbigay ng message, paano nila? Wala pa po kasi silang pattern, wala pa po kasi silang habit of attending. So, yung habit ay kailangan po ma-set up. So, dahil wala pa po sa kanila yon, so kailangan natin silang i-text, kailangan natin silang i-message, kailangan natin silang i-mention. Bakit? Kasi nga, wala pa po sa pattern nila na habit na mag-a-attend. Kumbaga, kailangan mo pa silang pilitin para mag-attend. Okay? So, ngayon, we start with you. We start with the 42 people na meron ngayon na nakikinig. Let's start with you. Let's start with you na mag-attend. Let's start with you to develop the habit na mag-attend. Because ako personally, guys, no, a true-blooded leader, always remember what are the things that are important. Not just for the person. Alam mo, pag nag-text po ako, ito lang guys ha, pag nag-text po ako sa inyo, it's not about just you to attend, but it's about telling you to bring your people. No? Pag nag-send ako ng message, it's not about just you asking you to attend, but it's telling you to bring your people along. We need our people to be exposed on trainings and seminars. kailangan po talaga natin. Kailangan natin. Hindi ko po kaya na imbitahin sila isa-isa. But you could play a very important role. You can play a very important role. Yes, I agree that we cannot force them to attend, but at least we can just invite them. We can just mention them. Or more so, kung kaya niyo pong ma-text, i-text niyo po sila. Who knows that they might be interested to attend. Okay? Number 2, help and assist team members on processing information. Okay. Now here, sorry. In every training and seminars na makapag-attend kayo, now, ang daming information na pinag-usapan dyan. Now, hindi po lahat yan ay ma-absorb ng bawat isa sa atin sa isang setting. That's totally impossible. Even tonight, na nag-discuss po tayo nito, it's totally impossible that we will be able or you will be able to remember everything. But ang pinaka-importante po, remember some important points, some important learning, but the most important part is to help your downline process that information. Bakit importante po yan? Na matulungan natin na ma-process ang information. Because in processing the information, that is where application begins. Ulitin ko if matulungan mo ang downline mo na iproseso ang information na makukuha natin sa mga seminars, matutulungan mo siya na ma-execute ito ng tama. Okay? Next. Number 3, leverage on your team. Conduct more group activities to engage the members and consider making activities a group effort. Allow participations. Okay. Now, if na-notice nyo, even na nag-online na mga seminars tayo and training, there are times that I will ask you to answer because that's the only way that I will be able to ask you to participate. Why it is important that you need to engage your downline? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng engage? Engage, ibig sabihin merong encounter. Merong encounter. Ibig sabihin, nag-usap kayo, may exchange of words, may exchange of ideas. Yan po yung engagement. Now, bakit importante ang isang engagement sa downline? Pag meron kasing engagement, ibig sabihin, ang upline at saka downline, they reach into a certain level of comfort na pwede silang mag-usap at magtanungan. Remember, at first, yung mga downline mo, medyo mahihiya pa yan sa'yo. Mahiya yan magtanong, mahiya mag-acknowledge if ever may mga questions na nalilito sila. But again, it is your role as a leader to make things easy for them. That's the reason why you are going to come up with small group activity. That's the reason why I shared to you na you need to come up with a weekly team meeting in a small groups within your group. Bakit? Para ma-develop po ang communications ninyo within the organization level. Because kung hindi po ma-develop ang communication within the organization level, well, we will have a hard time engaging and mentoring, teaching, or whatever. Kasi wala po yung openness of the communication. Okay? Number 4, make actions easy and enjoyable with more practical supports. Okay. Again, these are about doing it by group, no? Alam mo, ang dami po nating mga aktibidades na mga ginagawa. And I don't have to mention them to you because I believe that each and every one of you are doing some activities. And I appreciate it. In fact, bukas, there will be a team of people that will be going to Moalboal. Well, that's good, no? Those are opportunity for bonding. Those are opportunity for engagement. And those are opportunity that you can talk to each other. I like that, no? Why? Because until you feel that you have a support group within the organization, everything becomes so heavy. Pero kung feeling mo may kakilala ka na, feeling mo may kaibigan ka na, feeling mo may kasama ka, will everything becomes enjoyable. Lahat ng mga actions natin becomes enjoyable na. Number 5, no? Continue to introduce new initiatives and connecting them to things they are already familiar with. Okay. Na may mga bagay-bagay po tayo na mga initiative. Gaya ng nag-introduce tayo ng Lamudi. Bagong initiative yan. Nang nag-introduce tayo ng that property, that's initiative. Nag-introduce tayo ng Property 24, that's initiative. But at the same time, no, we also improve their old connectivity, and that is through Facebook. In-improve din natin sila. Naglagay tayo ng mga Facebook training, naglagay tayo ng other online training. Bakit? Because those are the things that they are also familiar with. May mga bagong initiative, pero wag din naman natin kalimutan yung mga things na they are also familiar na kailangan din po natin na maipa-improve natin sila. Okay? Number 6, this is part of sustainability. Reward, no? I mean, reward is something that boosts the confidence. They are actually in extrinsic motivations. They are not as heavy as other kind of recognitions, but it will give them enough confidence to face challenges, to perform better, to exercise initiative, to look for better ways of doing, to be more creative. Why? Because they know that what they are doing ay na-notice. Minsan kasi, ang important sa reward is that the fact that it has been noticed. Na-notice ba ng tao? And sometimes that's where we miss, actually. Sometimes that's where we miss. And I hope, no? And I hope na in little way, doon po sa mga kanya-kanyang mga organizations po natin, kanya-kanyang mga grupo natin, you will come up with some reward system for your group, no? Come up with a reward system for your group because it's important as well, no? Okay. Now let's summarize, no? Let's summarize, no? Ito po yung pinag-usapan natin sa sustainability. Motivating team members towards sustainability in our business, we need to continue doing the following. Number 1, yung basic work trainings and product knowledge. Number 2, help and assist team members on processing information. Number 3, leverage on your team. Okay? So you need to conduct more group activities. Number 4, make actions easy and enjoyable with more practical support. Okay? Number 5, continue to introduce new initiative and connecting them to things they are already familiar with. And last, rewards. No? These are the things that will help you sustain your business in the middle of whatever crisis that you are facing. In our case right now, the pandemic. Okay? The pandemic. Okay? To continue, in order for us to help and to sustain our business in the middle of crisis, you need to be a T. Siya, no, T. Siya. Now, what's T stands for? T stands for transparent, E, emphatic, and A is authentic. Now, let's take a look at that, each of that. Okay. The real estate business is stable, but also by being actively and authentically empathic towards your team members. Now, an important aspect of being a resilient leader, ito po yung pinaka-importanting aspect sa pagiging resilient leader. Communicating openly and regularly sharing knowledge, skills, and information. Take note of the word, communicating openly and regularly sharing knowledge, skills, and information. Ito po yung sinasabi ko na develop a habit of doing small group meetings from time to time so that you can have an open communication and there is an exchange of knowledge. Of course, part of that is cross-functional training. Yung skills and information ay nagsishare po kayo. That's part of developing the support group within. Okay. Kasi in order for us to really cope up with the challenging time, hindi po siya kakayanin ng isang tao. You've got to let all the people in the organization be involved. And that's the reason why it is important that you've got to establish a bits and pieces of communication within your downlines. So leaders, if you're there right now listening to the training tonight, I encourage each and every one of you to conduct small group meetings with your immediate downline. 1, 2, or 3 people, that's fine. That's really okay. Small group meeting doesn't have to be big meeting. No, from the word itself, na small, it has to be within the manageable level. So start doing it. You can do it in cafes. You can do it anywhere wherein you can comfortably engage with one another. What is important that you were able to communicate and able to share and bond with each other. No, yun po yung pinakapunot dulo po dito. Okay? Now, remember, when you coach the teams on resilience, encourage members to hold guided regular conversations with their partners and team members to ensure that everyone is able to discuss adversity and how they can overcome it. Now, very important part of meeting actually is nandyan na rin po ang coaching. Okay, pag nag-meet kayo, di ba? Pag nag-meet kayo in small group meeting, nandyan na rin po yung coaching kung paano nila i-handle ang mga sarili nila sa mga crisis na kinakaharap nila. As I said kanina, na ang pinaka-challenge po sa 2020 pandemic is ang dami pong cases po ng mental health actually. Dahil po sa mga stresses sa marami pong iniisip. Now, being the leader, your role is partly to coach them on how are they going to interact with each other, exchange conversations, para they will be able to learn from each other how they have overcome their individual challenges. Kasi may mga kanya-kanyang challenges eh. But we need to teach them, to coach them on how they are going to respond. Di ba? Now, the qualities of resilient leadership. Ito po yung pag-usapan natin na mga kalidad. No? Number 1, design from the heart. And design from the heart and the head. Put the purpose first. Aim for speed over elegance. Own the narrative and presentations. Embrace the long views. No? Ito po yung mga characteristics. Pag-uusapan natin yan. No? Design from the heart and the head. No? Put the purpose first. Aim for speed over elegance. Own the narrative and presentation. Embrace the long view. Let's take a look at the number 1. Design from the heart and the head. In times of crisis, the hardest thing can be the softest one. Resilient leaders are genuinely, sincerely empathic. You need to feel what they feel. Walking compassionately in the shoes of the team members. You've got to put in yourself on their shoes so that you can understand how exactly they have felt. Now, in the 2020 pandemic, every person we have in the organization faced different challenges. There were challenges of losing the job. There were challenges of getting infected. There were challenges that businesses were closed. There were challenges na natatakot lang siya, living in fear. And you've got to understand on the perspective of your downlines kung bakit nila na-feel po na yon. As much as we wanted to really push in for the motivation, go, 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 rara, we cannot. We just have to let our hearts rule at times. What do you think separates a resilient leader than an authoritative leader? I think that's the heart. No? An authoritative leader, what matters the most sa tao na yan is this one, that one, this one, that one, all about instruction and getting it done. But in the resilient type of leadership, one needs to understand how the people in the organization reacts to the current situation and how the member of the organization is coping with the current situation. And the only way for you to be able to do that is when the leader has the heart. then of course, follows the head para mabalanse naman. Okay? In a crisis, in a crisis is to recognize the impact, the uncertainty is so wide. You don't know what could be the possible effect and what could be the possible outcome. There could be challenges every single way, both for physical, emotional, and spiritual. You will be anxious, you will be fearful, and of course, whatever things na gagawin mo, you will feel afraid. Now, resilient leaders encourage their team members, no, to adopt a calm and systematic approach to whatever happens in the middle of that crisis. Now, I remember, I think that was last week. I remember when I discussed about how are we going to solve problems. And one of the suggestions that I made there is we don't approach solving problem emotionally, but rather it has to be logically. We have to gather the information, we have to gather the facts, we have to gather all angles possible and the resources therein before you're going to come up with a probable solution. And when there is, you try to test it and run it if it works or not. And if it works, you've got to check it out, the possible total result of whatever solutions you have come up. But one has to be calm in order for that person to be logical in solving the problem. You cannot solve problems or you cannot face crisis when you are hysterical. Hindi po pwedeng mangyayari po yun. Pag hysterical ka, mas lalo pong wala po kayong maa-achieve at mas lalo po tayong wala pong maa-accomplish. Okay? Importante po yan. Number 2, put the purpose first. No? Kanina, pinag-usapan natin that you've got ways in order for us to be sustainable as a resilient leader is need to have a strong mission. It's more or less like this. No? Resilient leaders are skilled at trials, able to stabilize their teams to meet the crisis at hand while finding opportunities amid difficult strains. Purpose has to be defined. Kasi kung hindi po siya, there's no reason moving forward. There's no reason why you wanted to overcome trials. Just like, for example, the threat of doing the business in the middle of COVID is greatly, uh, you know, is greatly there. Why? It is because hindi ka na makapag face-to-face, hindi ka na pwede, hindi na po kayo pwedeng mag-usap. May mga limitations na mga pwede mo pong gawin. But nevertheless, naghanap ka ng paraan kung paano mo yan gagawin. Kaya nga pinasok yung mga digitalization, ano ba yung kailangan na i-implement para you will be able to cope up with the backlog na meron. Kasi ang importante dito, if you know your purpose, no, kung alam mo kung ano yung agenda ng negosyo mo talaga, you can always find ways, alternative routes, alternative or options na mga methodology para maabot mo ang objective mo sa negosyo mo. That's the reason why ang dami pong mga negosyo na hindi po sila nakapag-adjust on those moment na they are faced with a crisis. Gaya ng Kodak. Ang Kodak po, they experience a crisis when digitalization came. Hindi po siya naging ready, hindi po siya nakapaghanda sa digitalization. So nung dumating ito, ang nangyari, he insists na okay lang, na itong the usual way of film ay okay pa lang to. But unfortunately, hindi nakita ni Kodak na it's already a gunners. No? I mean, it's gonna be long overdue na. So it is important, no, na kung sana alam ni Kodak, kung nakita niya ba, binalikan nila yung purpose, yung mission nila, binalikan nila, na kung ano ba talaga ang reason kung bakit nag-exist si Kodak. And that is actually to capture the memories. They could have some innovation on how are they going to do it. Eh, kaso hindi nila binalikan yung yung mission nila eh. Hindi nila binalikan yung purpose. So kung babalikan mo ang purpose mo sa negosyo mo, you can always find ways in order for you to reach to that purpose. So you will embrace whatever changes na meron. Number 3, aim for speed over elegance. Resilient leaders take decisive action. Hindi po pwede pong mag-uurong-sulong ka sa mga decision making. Yes, maganda, mainam po yun na pinag-iisipan ng husto, binabalanse ang lahat ng mga possible pros and cons, pero hindi rin po kasi po pwede na sobrang tagal mo mag-decide at kakainin po kayo ng situation. So you've got to act fast. So you've got to learn to make decisive action. And in order for you to make decisive action, then you've got to be firm and bold in your decision making. Kailangan po yun. Number 4, own the narrative and presentation. Okay? Resilient leaders sees the narrative and the outset being transparent about current realities. Importante po yun. Na alam po natin yung current situation, including what they do not know, while also painting a compelling picture of the future that inspires others to persevere. Now, nakita natin may COVID, nakita natin ang threat, nakita natin ang situation, na ito yung posibleng mangyari, pwede kang mahawa, pwede kang mamatay nito. But at the same time, being a resilient leader, you should also picture a much better and brighter tomorrow. That you and I will be able to overcome this by careful execution of the protocols, using face mask, face shield, and maintain yourself clean. Stay away from crowds. Then you begin to put a picture of hope. And in our case, you can always suggest some other ways on how are you going to do your business. You can encourage to go digital video presentation. You take some video of your presentation. You try to, kung dati po medyo nahihiya po kayo na humarap sa camera, ngayon pilitin mo na at subukan mo na hindi ka na mahiya na humarap sa camera, no? Kasi importante po 'yun eh. Importante po 'yun na you've got to adapt to whatever changing situations. Naalala ko po yung unang time na naging uso tong online mga video presentation. There was quite a bit of awkwardness that I feel na mag-online. Parang hindi ako sanay na hindi ko nakikita kung ano yung reaksyon ng kausap ko. Gaya nito ngayon. Hindi ko naman talaga kasi alam kung ano yung reaksyon niyo po diyan eh. Hindi ko rin alam kung nakikinig ba talaga or wala. Hindi ko rin alam kung natutulog na or gising pa. And that's one thing in the online world na I really have to adjust. And probably I have to maintain my excitement, probably maintain my engagements to among all of you in order to keep it exciting. Sometimes dati po I feel awkward pag nag-smile ako sa camera because I really don't know what would be your responses. But nevertheless, pumasok na rin sa isipan ko, anyway, smile na rin ako. Di bali na. At least naka-smile. No? Parang ganun ba? And yes, that's true. We find it awkward at first. But if we know our purpose very well, if we know our objective with regards to the business na meron tayo, then you've got to learn. No? Number 5, embrace the long view. No? Resilient leaders stay focused on the horizon, anticipating the new business models that are likely to emerge and sparkling the innovation that will define tomorrow. Remember, Stay focused on the horizon. Ang ganda ng pagkasabi, no? Anticipating the new business models. Ito yung bagong business model natin, online, that are likely to emerge and sparkling the innovation that will define tomorrow. Teams, be forward-looking. In order for you to sustain in this pandemic world we are facing right now, and in order for us to keep on moving into the direction that we want, we have to stay focused on the horizon, looking forward for a brighter and much better tomorrow. I mean, we could choose not to do, we can choose to do nothing. But we can also choose to do something in order for us to move on forward. But not until we see what's ahead, we will never be able to make those steps. Kasi kung hindi mo nakikita na ito yung magiging ending nito, hindi ka definitely maglalakad. The reason why you're moving forward is because nakikita mo kung anong nandun. I mean, look at this. Why are we moving around? I mean, why am I moving around right now here in the Cebu province, conducting seminars there in Balamban, and this coming Minglanilla, my Dana? Why are we moving? Why are we moving? Why? The reason why we're moving is because I've seen something, and I know that this will be detrimental to the greater success of the entire organization, and that's why we're doing it. And I don't have to just simply survive for today, but I have to do something that will have an impact for the coming years. Kaya nga sinabi ko the reason why we're speeding up in all of the things that we're doing is because we want to finish the year strong, but at the same time, gusto rin nating maghanda para sa year 2022. Ganon, nasa ganitong situation na po tayo ngayon, ha? Where we want to finish the year strong, but at the same time, we want also to prepare for year 2022. Recommendations for social distancing have led the organization to expand their operation in the virtual digital sphere. Now, dahil po dito sa new normal, everyone right now is encouraged to do work from home. That's the reason why most of the time is nasa bahay lang po tayo. Our training are done online because we encourage people to just simply stay at home. Kung lalabas ka man, that's the time na makipag-meet or makipagkita ka na sa kliyente mo. But as much as possible, the things that we can do at home, doing online, ginagamit na po natin. Now, how will these things be possible? Now, number one, you've got to adapt to the changing world. And sabi nila, we are already in the new normal. Now, ano ang new normal? Ang new normal ay ito. Online. That's the new normal. Now, what are the things na kailangan mo para magiging efficient and effective ang work from home mo? Number one, kailangan mo talagang mag-upgrade na magandang internet connection. Now, ito lang po yung isa kong sasabihin sa inyo. You are a businessman. You are in business. Then definitely it is something na dapat mong i-consider ang magandang internet connection. Don't be afraid to make investment for a better internet connection. Why? Bakit ho? Because if you have a better internet connection, lahat ng mga gagawin mo ay magiging mabilis. Yun po yung importante. If there's a need for you to upgrade with your line, if you have heard good feedback for people using Dito, for example, then use Dito. What holds you back? Well, let's say, for example, ako personally, I'm using Dito, and I am very well satisfied when I am out because I have a good data connection. That's what I'm saying. If there's, consider a good internet connection and investment. Consider it. Negosyante tayo, no? At alam mo ang mga bagay-bagay na nagpapahina ng negosyo mo. At kung alam mo ang mga bagay-bagay na nagpapahina ng negosyo mo, para ito ay effectively ma-operate mo na nasa bahay ka, then get it. Improve in that area. Kasi hindi po pwedeng ganyan na lang yan parati. Friends, hindi ka empleyado, negosyante ka. Ang income mo ay nakasalalay kung ano ang gagawin mo bilang negosyante. Okay? Sayang, no? Sayang ang opportunity. Learn everything that needs to be learned. Kung kailangan mong mag-attend ng training on Facebook ads marketing, attend. Kung kailangan mong mag-invest on other training materials para ma-improve yung sarili mo for the online, do it. Because wala naman pong ibang tutulong sa atin kundi sarili lang po natin din. Di ba? I always say, the greatest motivation, aside from motivation itself, is self-motivation. The greatest discipline is self-discipline. It has to be from the self. It has to come from each and every one of us. Okay? In conclusion, we believe that a typical crisis plays out over 3 frames. Okay? 3 frames po to. Respond. In which a team deals with the present situation and manages continuity. Ito po yung response. Kasi nandyan yung situation eh. It's how you are going to respond. And if you respond, dapat ito talaga ay masustain mo para tuloy-tuloy. The next one is recover, during which a team learns and emerges stronger. Bakit to? Because during the recovery stage, that is where you are going to learn new things. Thrive, where the team prepares for and shapes for the next normal. Thrive meaning nag-survive, nag-sustain. Now, when you respond to the situation na ito yung problema natin sa COVID at ito yung mga limitations natin, nung nag-respond tayo at nakita natin na ang online ang pinaka-feasible na response, we try to manage its continuity. Hindi po tayo nag-response na ngayon online tayo, bukas wala. No. When we started doing Zoom, we keep on doing it and we sustain it. Never a week na wala po tayong mga online seminars. Never a week na wala po tayong mga online trainings. Because importante sa atin na ma-manage natin ang continuity. Because may mga bagong taong pumapasok sa organization. Now, what will happen kung walang regular schedules? Saan to pupunta ang mga tao na to? The reason why there is a regular schedule, in order for the new people na ngayon pa lang po nakakasampa, ngayon pa lang nagjo-join sa atin, ay may masusundan sila ng mga trainings and seminars. Recover, during which the team this time will learn and emerge stronger. Why? Because ang pinaka-ingredient talaga para makapag-recover tayo sa pandemic na to, sa mga losses na meron tayo, ang pinakamagandang point of recovery is when you are going to learn new things. When you are going to learn new things. Don't settle doon sa mga bagay-bagay na alam mo dati na hindi mo na pwedeng gagamitin ngayon. Now, ito lang po guys, no? Never hesitate to invest in few pesos with regards to the equivalent learning na meron ka. Kasi ang balik po nun ay it will help you sustain into the next new normal. It will help you thrive. Kasi may baon kang skills eh. May baon kang abilidad. So kung wala po yun, medyo mahihirapan po tayo dyan, no? If wala. That's the reason why I always say this to everyone. If you are not going to upgrade, remember this, if you are not going to upgrade yourself, one day you will be outdated. Okay? If you are not going to upgrade yourself, one day you will be outdated. Ito sidetrack ko lang sa dali. Isa sa pinaka-importante na dapat alam mo ay paano gawin ang Facebook ads. Kung hindi mo yan alam gawin ng tama, it would be hard for us to compete in the coming months and in the coming years, because everyone will be on Facebook selling everything. So ngayon ang challenge is paano ka makita, paano ka ma-identify among the so many online seller there is. So kailangan po alam natin paano gawin ng tama ang Facebook marketing. Hindi po yun pindot-pindot lang na nagbo-boast ka dyan at post-post. Hindi po yun. Okay? There is more to that. There is a science in how are you going to do that. Now, we have a good training program for Facebook ads marketing. If you are interested, ito po'y panawagan ko. If you are interested to learn and enroll to the master teacher itself, I will give you the link in order for you to enroll. One-time payment mo lang to babayaran sa kanya, and you've got to learn it forever. If you're interested, after ng seminar na to, message mo ako sa Messenger, ipapadala ko sa iyo ang link and enroll. Because importante po guys This is not about this is not waste. When you do things to improve yourself, it's never gonna be a waste of money. Ang problema kasi natin, nasa mindset pa kasi tayo na pag mag-invest ka ng mga bagay-bagay na makapag-improve sa sarili mo, ang feeling mo ay waste of money. Friends, improving one's self is never a waste of money. Ulitin ko ha, improving one's self is never a waste of money. So if you wanted to be the best in FB ads marketing, send me a message after this and I'll send you the link so that you can start, so that you can start learning. Okay? Within this framework, I believe that you will be able to positively impact your organization, and thus you will be able to bounce back. Resilient leaders rapidly assess what worked, is critical, and can be deferred or can be deprioritized. From there, you can build up your team. You allow your team members to focus on the most important task and empower the teams to be creative. Now, ang importante kasi, pag naturuan mo na nag-learn na sila ng mga bago, you allow your team member to focus on the most important task. Ano ba yung most important task para sa kanila? If selling is their important task, then allow them. If building the organization, like recruiting, is their important task, then allow them and empower them so that they can put more creativity on what they are doing. But in our case, I always suggest we have to do both. We have to do both selling and recruiting because that's where our organization becomes stable. And probably apply to the things na mga natutunan natin to these new things and approaches. Crisis like this pandemic with deep challenges to be navigated well also lead to opportunities for learning and deepening yung trust ng bawat isa sa atin. Kasi we will learn to depend on each other. We will learn to connect with each other. We will learn to learn from each other. And there would be a cross-functional relationship. So there will be more opportunities for learning. And when that happens, you will see that the organization na meron ka will have a synergistic effect doon sa dinidesire mo na resulta. When people begin to learn from each other, there is a synergy that will happen there. Ulitin ko ha, when people begins to learn from each other, there will be synergy that will happen among them. And the result is magnificent. Okay? In the real estate industry, as we may be struggling probably, but I think the industry is coping very fast. In fact, if manotice nyo po, ang mga developers ngayon do come up with a much more lighter na mga payment scheme that even allows our buyers right now to invest. Ngayon, grabe. You can even own a condominium for 4,000, 5,000 pesos a month. And it doesn't happen way before. Before po, medyo mataas-taas. Ngayon, developers are even more considerate for payment terms for dati 1 to 2 years lang na equity. Ngayon, they can always stretch up to 4 years. And why is that so? It's because the industry itself are now starting to bounce back. And they are making some adjustment and they are adapting to the current situation na meron po ang industry. And to mind you, recovery is already gaining momentum. Kaya nga sabi ko this is the time that we are going to speed up everything. Bilisan natin. Because recovery is gaining momentum already. And because the worst is already behind us. Everything is starting to shine brighter. Now, everything is now starting to shine brighter. By the way, when you hear the news, you get to hear a lot of conflicting ideas in the news. But the way I look at it right now, with the kind of industry na meron tayo, it's starting to become brighter. And I believe the sun is starting to shine right now. And that's where I am excited. Okay? Friends, all of these things that we are talking boils down to one thing. Only boils down to one thing. You. Lahat ng pinag-usapan natin ngayon boils down to one thing. And that is ikaw. Now, ask this to yourself. How did you respond to the current pandemic situation we have? Look at your people. How are they doing? Look at your downline. What have you done in order for them to help bounce back? Try to take a look at what are the things that they have learned. What are the new things that they are starting to learn? Are they now adapting to the current new normal that we are having right now? Or are they still struggling? Now look at them. Look at your downlines. Because if the answer is negative, then you've got to do a lot of catching. All of these things doesn't matter, actually, when you yourself was not able to identify it. Lahat ng pinag-usapan natin ngayon, wala pong silbi to kung hindi mo siya na-identify. So it will begin with you identifying it. After identifying the current situations we have, then try to evaluate each and every downlines you have right now. Where are they right now in their journey towards bouncing back? Nasaan na ba sila ngayon? Saang parte na ba sila sa learning nila sa online? Are they learning ba? Are they adapting ba? Are they changing their approach? Are they upgrading themselves? Or not? Well, it's you who knows the answers in all of those. And I hope that as we continue to finish the year strong, in which I firmly believe we will finish the year strong, but we will even start year 2022 even stronger. Okay? We will finish the year strong, but we will start year 2022 even stronger. Before I end, I would like to make some announcement. Tomorrow at 9:45 in the morning, there would be a DPPI accreditation seminar for the new property liaison specialist. That's at 9:45 in the morning. 2 p.m., we will have a special online session with Chinkitan entitled Online Negosyante. Now, that's at 2 p.m. Now, next week, Saturday, July 10, we will be in Magic Melt Cafe, LE Center, Tungkil, Minglanilla. Okay. Now we will have a face-to-face accreditation seminar there, and I would like to invite all of you to expand your network in those areas. Baka may mga kakilala kayo within the area of Talisay, Minglanilla, and Naga, no? So that they will be the South is a growing business. Di tayo papayag na wala tayo doon. Okay? That's on July 10. On July 31, we will still be in Balamban, Cebu at Elron because we're gonna sustain that all throughout the year. But at the same time, a week after sa Minglanilla natin, that's on July 17, we will be in CTU Function Hall in Danao City. I'm just waiting for the confirmation of Jovi for that, but if it will be confirmed earlier, much better, so that we can make some necessary preparation for the recruitment. And I still don't have schedule, but I intend to have one in Bugo and one also in Karkar. I still don't have the schedule yet, but probably we can put it somewhere in the August na lang, no? Para may i-look forward din po tayo. Okay? So LA Center, Tungkil, Minglanilla, this is the one yung dinevelop po ng Azila Properties. Okay? So Sabado po 'yan, may orientation sa morning, no, 9:45 po may orientation. After that, diretso na po ako sa hapon, no? Diretso na po ako sa hapon. Toledo, ang Toledo Mill is in July 31 pa siya, no? July 31 pa. Last Saturday of the month, July 31. No, Toledo, Balamban is in Elron Hotel is July 31. After Minglanilla, July 17, CTU Function Hall, Danao. No? CTU Function Hall, Danao. After Minglanilla. Hopefully, Manager Jovi can confirm me that wala namang klase kasi bukas, baka sa Monday. Okay? So, para ma-plot na natin yung mga schedule at lahat po ma-announce natin para everybody can participate. Okay? Now, to those na mga bagong agent po na hindi pa po nakapagpa-ID, please contact your consultant para magkapagpa-ID na po kayo. At doon sa mga gustong mag-order ng uniform, ito po yung uniform natin. Just keep in touch or contact your consultants para po sa order po ng mga uniforms ninyo. Okay? So, yes, it's about 10. Maaga pa tayo bukas, no? Thank you and God bless you all. Bye-bye!